Hello, Durud and Shalom. Hi, everyone. I see the chat is already busy. Don't forget to like the stream. Like the stream right now. Guys, this is important. The new angle many people are trying to use, left and right, both the far right and the far left, are now all of a sudden going around and saying, the Christians, save the Christians. Not the Christians in Gaza, and not the Christians in West Bank, not the Christians in Iran, not the Christians in Egypt, not the Christian in every single other Islamic country where they actually need saving. You need to save the Christians. Get this. In Israel, the Christians in Israel are under attack by Israel. I didn't know. Hey, Israel in the chat, what are you doing there? What are you doing in Israel? What are you doing? Are you attacking the Christians? Stop it. Just stop. Stop it. Okay? Well, let's see. Because this, by the way, guys, this is both Tucker. I heard this from Tucker and other right-leaning people. But I'm hearing this from people like Anna Kasparian as well. Apparently, demonizing Israel over the situation of Christians in Israel is a thing. Guys, Israel is in the chat. Is that you could be shh. I won't tell anybody. How many Christians did you guys attack today? The Israelis in the chat. Is that a thing? Is that a national hobby? Or are we good? How's the connection? Are you guys okay? It's not laggy for me. It looks okay for me. Is it good for everybody else? I'm seeing it on my phone. Our phone's spying on us. It's Israel trying to stop us. Anyways, let me know if other people. Yes, I am. Yeah, I mean, if you're in Europe, then that's Europe's internet connection. It's not my problem. Especially in Germany. Germany's internet connection sucks. Oh, Amikai is saying it's like for me. Well, do you hear? Is the audio good? Do you guys hear me properly? So, because Amikai, where are you? I think you're in Israel, right? Let me know if it's laggy for the rest of you, or if my audio is okay. Yeah, it's about beer and get beer. All right, let's actually start playing what Tucker is saying. And as you come in, let me know if your connection is okay. Nail Bunny is. Let me see who's in the chat. Ginga is in the chat. Nail Bunny is in the chat. Angry Keyboard Warrior is in the chat. Stephanie is here. Jack is here. Flying Robot Duck is here. Amit is here. Juris is here. Okay, good. Unusual AI. Everybody's here. Audio is good. Yes. Okay, and Nail Bunny is good for you. I don't. Okay, Angry Keyboard Warrior is saying I don't see any problems. Okay, so then it's your. It might be your local connection. Audio is good. As long as the audio is good. We don't care, because as long as you can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, we should be fine. Let's listen to this first video to see. So for people who have no idea what's going on, from we all get on the same page, okay?
Israel couldn't exist without the United States. So how are Christians doing in the Holy Land?
Well, the Christians are in the same situation as the Muslims, being a Palestinian.
Those Christians that you're describing, they're the descendants of the...
They're the first Christians, the Christians at the time of Christ. And it's very difficult to practice their faith. It's sort of like you're in a gilded cage.
The United States is a majority Christian country that pays for a huge percentage of the Israeli economy. And I keep reading that the Christian population in the region has declined dramatically since Israel became a state in 1948.
Right.
And I'm not quite sure why.
I think that's part of the whole greater Israel project.
Targeting Christians.
Targeting Christians, yeah.
Huh? So we have this Christian lady from Israel coming out saying that the Christian population in Israel is in decline, and that's on purpose because Israel is trying to do the Greater Israel project, and part of that requires for Israel to target the Christian and reduce their population. And Tucker is saying, well, a huge portion of Israel's economy comes from the United States. So basically, we in the United States are funding, according to Tucker, a government that is targeting not just any Christians, but a special kind of Christians, direct descendants of Jesus.
Israel couldn't exist without the United States. So how are Christians doing in the Holy Land?
The Christians are in the same situation as the Muslims, being a Palestinian.
Those Christians that you're describing, they're the descendants of the
They're the first Christians, the Christians at the time of Christ.
Wait, hold on. Let me see it again.
Israel couldn't exist without the United States. So how are Christians doing in the Holy Land?
The Christians are in the same situation as the Muslims, being a Palestinian.
Those Christians.
The Christians, well, it depends on when the Holy Land, the Christians in Israel are doing far better than the Christians in Gaza and the West Bank, even before the war started.
That you're describing, they're the descendants of the.
They're the first Christians, the Christians at the time of Christ, and it's very difficult to practice.
Okay, so guys, if you do not look at who they're trying to appeal to, okay? So there's a new rise of, well, they were always there, but now they're bolder. A lot of Christians are anti-Semites. It's true. You know, if you're a Christian, don't get offended. That's just the case, okay? Many Christians are anti-Semites, right? So they have found a new angle to pour fuel on this anti-Semitic fire. And because there's a lot of anti-Semitic Christians in the United States, the far right and the far left have realized that if they keep talking about Israel being anti-Christian, that's a really big audience that they could attract to themselves with views and, you know, donations and becoming more relevant. And, you know, that's a big audience. You know, in general, if you make anti-Semitic content, you are going to attract a lot of people that would be interested in your channel. But if you could also be specific, like if you could be anti-Semitic, the type of anti-Semitic that is, for Christians, then especially in the US, there's a lot of people for it. Right? There are a lot of people that would be interested in that. So they're saying, like, it's not just that Israel is anti-Christian, it's anti the best Christians, the descendant of the first generation of Christians. These are a different flavor of Christians. This is a special brand. This is Christian Supreme, like Christian Plus. Other people are just Christian. These people are by blood connected. I didn't know, by the way, I didn't know Jesus cares about blood relationships. Did he? Because they're like, we're special Christians. We are the descendant of the first generation of Christians. So we need to care extra for these Christians, okay? By the way, nothing says victimhood complex than acting like you're persecuted while the Christians right next to you in Islamic countries are being attacked so in ways that Christians in Israel have never experienced, right? Like if you want to defend Christians, maybe you should think about the Christians in Gaza and the West Bank rather than, the Christians in Israel. In fact, there's no better place to be a Christian in the Middle East than in Israel. And so instead of congratulating Israel for that, honestly, as an atheist, there's also no better place in the Middle East to be an atheist than in Israel. But I'll go through the numbers for you guys. But let me go through these lines.
Palestinian.
Those Christians that you're describing, they're the descendants of the.
They're the first Christians, the Christians at the time of Christ, and it's very difficult to practice their faith. It's sort of like you're in a gilded cage.
The United States is a majority Christian country that pays for a huge percentage of the Israeli economy.
Pays for it? You mean trades with it? Guys, does the United States pays for a huge portion of Israel's economy? Says who? Wait, how much does, let me see. How much does United States donate to Israel, and what percentage of Israel's entire economy is that? Get to the point, short answer. Let me ask. Because does he consider like trading with Israel as just giving money away? Because I think that's what he's doing. Because based on that, okay, so the United States provides around $3.8 billion per year in military aid to Israel. And also, by the way, that $3.8 billion per year is money that comes back to United States because there's a condition for that aid to be used on military, U.S. military, U.S. weaponry. So all of that money makes it, vast majority of that money makes it back into the United States. And Israel's GDP is approximately $520 to $565 billion. So how is that is less than 1%. That is less than 1% of Israel's economy. So where did Tucker get that number from? Do you guys like how I fact check these things live on air?
The Christians at the time of Christ, and it's very difficult to practice their faith. It's sort of like you're in a gilded cage.
The United States is a majority Christian country that pays for a huge percentage of the Israeli
huge percentage of Israel's economy. Yeah, less than 1%, close to half of 1%. I think Tucker doesn't understand how economics works, and he thinks like the trade that you do with other country is money that you're giving to other countries, because if that's how you calculate it, then United States is also being given money by so many other countries. I think these people either don't know how math works, or maybe they just don't understand how economics work.
Economy, and I keep reading that the Christian
Wow, the anti-Israel haters are in the chats saying, shame on you. Oh no, shame on me, guys, I'm defending Israel. Oh no. Yeah, somebody's saying, get rid of AIPAC. Yes, replace it with Super AIPAC. Bring an actual, real lobby. If you want to get rid of AIPAC, let's have a real powerful lobby of Israel that is actually like other countries, like a proper lobby of Israel in the United States. Not AIPAC that is not just AIPAC that is American. We need AIPAC is American. What we need in the United States is an Israeli lobby, not just an American lobby.
Population in the region has declined dramatically since Israel became a state in 1948.
Right.
And I'm not quite sure why.
I think that's part of the whole greater Israel project.
Targeting Christians.
Yeah.
What specific policies in Israel is causing Christian population? What is it in the law in Israel? What policies of Israel? Like, this lady is full of shit. Tell me, because they say because he doesn't push back on her, like exactly how. I mean, she does mention spitting, which I will bring show you to you guys. But she's like, oh, Jews spit on Christians in Israel, which I will bring up. I will show you when she says that. But other than that, tell me exactly what policies in Israel and what tactics does the government in Israel use against the Christians that has made their population dwindle? Exactly. Specifically, what are they doing? Because let me actually look at some numbers here. So the claim is that Christians are being the population since, they're, because of the Greater Israel Project, their population they're lowering since 1948. But actually, Christians have grown in absolute numbers. Is that right? Wait, let me actually ask. What has been the change of the population of Christians in Israel since 1948 till now? Get to the point. Give me a short answer. So let me actually look that up. I'm doing this live. We're doing it live. We're doing this live, guy. We're doing it right in front of you guys to just check this. So, no, just short. Okay. Population. So the Christian population so since 1948, the Christian population in Israel has grown in absolute numbers. Oh, it has declined as a percentage, but grown in absolute numbers. Okay, now I see. So, burger population to a significant part of the population. Okay, so that doesn't mean that. So if they have grown in absolute numbers, that means that there's nobody trying to reduce them. It just means that the other people are growing, especially the Muslims and the ultra Orthodox Jewish people. They're just having more babies, so everyone else is getting lower relative to them. And I mean, if you want to count it like that, then atheists and secular people in Israel are also, their share is being reduced, not because anybody is targeting them, it's just because they're not having more babies relative to other people. I mean, why are you blaming Israelis for Christians having less babies? In fact, if anything, you should be blaming the Christians, right? Guys, if Muslims are having babies faster than other people, and if religious Jewish people are having babies faster than other people, I say this as an atheist and a secular person myself. In Israel, if the secular people and Christian people in Israel are becoming a smaller percentage of the rest of the population, then the people you need to be blaming is the Christians and the atheists and the secularists, because they are the ones who are not making enough babies. What is the government do? What is the rest of society or the government doing to stop them? Somebody is really butthurt in the chat, constantly saying shame, shame, shame. Well, you should have a bell with you. You have, like Game of Thrones. When you write shame, can you put a bell next to it? Because I think that would be fitting. Should I ban this guy because he's saying shame too many times? Guys, vote on this guy. Kiar. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Should I ban him because if you say shame once or twice, that's fine. But if you say it so many times, oh yeah, somebody already took care of it. Thank you, James. Oh, James took care of it. Jack was. Thank you. Yes. All right, we got rid of that guy. Thank you for the adminning of the chat. But let me actually see what other number. And also, guys, here's another fact. Israeli Christian students are thriving academically in Israel. Did you guys know that? More than other people. So in Israel, Christian students are thriving academically more than others. Higher than any other group. Christians are strongly represented in higher education and the labor force in Israel. This actually compares this, so in Israel, apparently the total number of Christians have increased. Let's see, what about in the so-called Palestinian areas, right? Like the West Bank and Gaza. So for example, let's look at Bethlehem and Gaza. Bethlehem in the West Bank and then Gaza. So Bethlehem, the Christians fell from 85% Christian in 1947 to around 12 to 16% today. Holy crap. Guys, Bethlehem used to be 85% Christian in 1947, and it's now only 12 to 16% Christian. That is a huge decline, both in percentages and absolute numbers. Gaza's Christians dropped from around 5,000 in 2007 to under 1,000 today. I wonder why. So just guys, they're trying to demonize Israel, but the numbers show that Israel is doing not only good when it comes to the treatments of Israel, of Christians, but they're doing better than anyone else in the region, and especially much better than the West Bank and Gaza. Like, if you want to defend Christians, this episode should have been about Christians in Gaza, the Christians in the West Bank, not the Christians in Israel, you freaking moron. Like, look at the numbers here. The numbers are, oh my God. This is what you should be worried about. Why, guys? Why? Why are the Christians in Gaza a quarter of what they were in absolute numbers, not just percentages, from 1947? I wonder why. Does anybody want to guess? Yeah, somebody's saying check Syria. Let me actually check. How has the population of Christians in Syria changed since 1947? Both in absolute numbers and percentages. Get to the point, short answer. So Guys, it's so easy to check these things now. I like it. I like it. Fact checking on steroids. All right, let's look at that. No, just give me the short answer. Okay, so Christian in Syria used to be 14% in 1947, around 400,000. Today they dropped to 2%, 2 to 4%, which is 300,000. So, but also because the population as a whole has decreased. So both the absolute numbers has decreased by 100,000, but the percentages has went from 14% to 2 to 4%. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with almost every country in the Middle East except Israel. This is true with almost every single country in the Middle East except Israel. This is, guys, it's important for you guys to know this because this is the new angle. There's a lot of money to be made by getting in bed with anti-Semitic Christians, and a lot of people are discovering that, and these are the points to make right now to make a lot of money. So that's why it's important for you guys to, because this is a new wave. You know, every time I'm noticing a new wave of attacks on Israel, I make a show to prepare you guys for it, so that you guys are, when you're active on social media, commenting in different places, you have the answers. Also, Israel passed the Protection of Holy Places law in 1967, guaranteeing free access and protection for all holy sites with criminal penalties for violations. There you go, for Christians as well. Freedom. Okay, yes. Yeah, if Israel's policy is to erase Christians, they're doing a really bad job. Apparently, Israelis are as good as erasing Christians as they are at genocide. Let me actually go to the second video. Let's see what they say here. Unbelievable.
Christians, priests with crucifixes around their necks getting spit on in Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
A recent upsurge in spitting.
Christians in Jerusalem's Old City say they've been repeatedly assaulted, spit on,
spitting toward nuns.
Jewish men and children spitting.
Including children were filmed spitting on Christian worshipers.
Recently, Israeli Channel 13 reporter Yossi Eli went undercover as a priest for a day. Dressed in a robe, he walked through the Old City with Franciscan Father Alberto. In the first 5 minutes, he was spat at 5 times.
Do you know anyone who's been spit on? Any Christians have been spit on?
Me?
You've been spit on?
Of course, yeah.
What do you mean, of course? That's disgusting.
Yeah, well, but that's the least of it. That's the least of it.
But again, I'm saying this as a perspective, from the perspective of someone who lives in a majority Christian country that's paying for all of this.
Right.
Oh, guys, Americans in the chat, did you know that your money is going to spits on Christians? Like I said, from a perspective of a person from a Christian majority country that is paying for all of this. So the way Tucker wants to frame it is that United States is a Christian nation that is paying for Israel to spit on Christians. That's the framing. I didn't know, guys. Your hard every the dollars that you're making is being spent on spits. This is spit money. Spit money. You guys, your hard-earned dollars are going to getting invested into keeping Israelis hydrated so that they could spit even harder. Did you guys know that Americans are paying for spits on Christians? But look at this part.
Christians, priests with crucifixes around their necks getting spit on in Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
A recent upsurge in spitting.
Christians in Jerusalem's Old City say they've been repeatedly assaulted,
spit on,
spitting toward nuns.
Jewish men and children spitting.
Including children were filmed spitting on Christian worshipers.
Recently, Israeli Channel 13 reporter Yossi Eli went undercover as a priest for a day. Dressed in a robe, he walked through the Old City with Franciscan Father Alberto. In the first 5 minutes, he was spat at 5 times.
Do you know anyone who's been?
All right, guys. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not know that Not every single person in Israel is a good person. I am going to stop supporting Israel. You are telling me that all of this time that I have been supporting Israel, that there are actually people in Israel that, don't make me say it, that do bad things? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. I thought your country was pure, all good people. That's the only reason why I was supporting Israel. That was the only reason. Now that I know that bad things, there are bad, you have bad people. You have bad people in there. Do you know how embarrassing? You know how many videos I have supporting Israel? And you didn't tell me that you have bad people? I thought you guys were only all pure, all good people. Do you see the standard here, guys? Do you understand that I could do this with every country? Who here is anti the UK? Who here is anti-America? You know, I could show, higher stabbings in an area of London. Like, oh, we have more stabbings in London. I mean, this is spitting, that's stabbing. Oh no, we're anti-UK now. Their stabbings have increased in some areas of London. Oh, there's more mugging in San Francisco. There's look at it, like, oh, there's increase of some people spitting. Okay, there are higher crime rates in, I don't know. There are people. These people are spitting in San Francisco. People are shitting. There are more shitting in the streets in San Francisco. Hey guys, let's be anti-American. People shit. People shit in San Francisco more than they used to. Okay, when you see poop in San Francisco, it's not assumed to be a human poop, not dog poop. It's human poop. That's disgusting. Are you guys anti-American now? I mean, guys, I will be able to give you stats regarding something disgusting increasing in somewhere in a country for every single country. How is this a generalized? How are you supposed to be? How are we going to defend any country if this is your measure? Oh, we got a super chat. Let me respond to the super chat. By the way, thank you guys for the super chat. I do respond to super chats if we get them during the show. Somebody saying, truth spoken with courage is a shield for our people. Thank you for not being afraid. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm doing the easy job. Israelis are the ones on the front line dying for the rest of the world, the rest of the ungrateful world. I'm just here talking and making points. It's the Israeli that are giving the highest price for defending the stability that we have, with the rest of us are enjoying. Yes, Israel. Yeah, somebody saying, LOL, Israel dies for us. Yes, Israeli soldiers are dying fighting the enemies of the world. You guys are just so stupid to understand it. But let's look at actually this video. Defending Israel is defending the whole world. Defending Israel is defending the citizens of all countries, because they're fighting the enemies of the world without much support from the rest of the world. So with regards to the spitting issues, right? So that's true. There are some crazy religious, ultra orthodox religious people in Israel that spit on Christians. And guess what? Police investigates them, and there have been made arrests. They get arrested. They get investigated, and when they are found, they get arrested. That's the law in Israel. I mean, these people are just talking about some bad people in Israel trying to paint the entire country as if the entire country is evil. Well, what about the country has laws against it? You cannot demonize an entire country because they have some bad people. So the prime minister, president, foreign minister, and chief rabbis publicly condemned the behavior as a disgrace. And they also said that it's not the way of the Torah. I'm an atheist. I'm not going to go there. We got another super chat. I will respond to that. Local rabbis have posted warnings and urged Jews not to harass or spit on Christians. Public campaigns ran in the old city ahead of holiday crowds to try to stop this. You know, Tucker doesn't mention all of this. I would. So in 2023, they documented 70 anti-Christian incidents. 70 in 2023. 70 is a big number. It's a concerning number, but it's not like a number that would suggest that this is a nationwide policy. It's not a state policy. 70 is the number that you should be like, okay, 70 is high. We need to do something about it. But 70 is not a number that you get if this is the plan by the state for the greater Israeli project. You are insane if you suggest that. And also, you know, these people, they go to the worst places. I mean, I've been to Tel Aviv. There are some parts of Tel Aviv that are crazy. I've been to the crazy town of Tel Aviv. I went to the ultra-Orthodox Jewish place. Yeah, it's like taking a time machine and going back in time. I've been there. I know what it is like. And yeah, there's a lot of lunacy there. But most of Tel Aviv is not like that. So you could go into some areas in Israel and you could wear like Christian clothes or like act like you're a priest. And yes, you are going to get a negative reaction. All right. But guess what? There are many places in the United States, certain parts of American cities that are problematic. And if you go there, bad things will happen to you more often than other places. The fact that you have to go to very specific places for you to be able to show like, oh my God, look, the people here are anti-Christian. That shows that most of Israel is not like that. You have to go and find those specific problematic areas. And I've been there. I know what it is like. Let me see actually what the super chat is. So we got a super chat, but somebody saying most countries don't target kids in war, unlike IDF. The IDF has done more than any other country in the world to reduce civilian casualties and reduce children. The IDF has done more service to the children of Gaza than anyone else. The people of Gaza have been criminally, many people in Gaza have been criminals against the children of Gaza, and the IDF has tried to save them. The IDF feeds the children of Gaza. The IDF protects the children of Gaza. The IDF has done more than any other country, including the United States, in war to protect the civilians of the area that is fighting it. Nobody cares for the children of Gaza more than the IDF. Nobody has done more for the children of Gaza more than the IDF. And it's good that somebody is calling me. Look at this. Somebody is calling in the chat, is calling me a lying Jew. First of all, I'm not Jewish, but the fact that you're using a Jew as an insult shows that, you know what? Maybe I should have shown my flag is not showing. I mean, I know there are Iranian Jews out there, but maybe I should display my Iranian flag a little bit more so that these people know where I'm from. Yeah, I should actually, you know what, the flag, I need to move it a little bit so that the red shows. You know, right now you guys could just see the green and the lion. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I need to move it a little bit. Maybe I need to lift it higher. Without the red, it's missing the red. Let me see. The IDF is the most moral, the most ethical, the most humane army in the world. And I know that pisses you off to hear, but that's the truth. That is the absolute truth. If you want to prove me wrong, maybe I should provide a link for you guys to come and debate me, huh? Do you want me to give you a link? If I put a link, would you come up and tell me why I'm wrong about this? Here, I'll put a link for people who want to come up and tell me why I'm wrong. That would be fun. Should I do that, guys, in my streams? Yeah, the link is in the chat, by the way. I put the link in the chat. If you want to come and prove me wrong. You know what? Should I do that in every live stream? Maybe at the when the haters show up, I should just put a link, because I want to see if you're serious or you just. By the way, guys, regarding the Christian, here's another interesting thing. In 2023, this happened. You know, there was a pair of backbenchers in the Knesset. They were floating the anti-proselyte thing. Okay, that's always a tongue twister for me. Maybe like evangelical, like you cannot proselytize, right? So there was a law basically making Christian not being able to advocate for Christianity. They tried to pass that in 2023, and the prime minister killed it immediately. And he came out and said, "We will not advance any laws against the Christian community." So that's the position of Israel as a state. So the accusation that Christians cannot worship freely because they get restrictions, this, you should always respond to it like this, because Israel laws, they protects complete free access to holy sites, Christian holy sites by Christians. However, there are crowd caps, and only at really rare, ultra dense events, like, I don't know, Holy Fire, is that a thing? Yeah. And that has not that is not an anti-Christian policy. That they put that policy because there have been deadly stampedes in places, and that's a safety measure, not an anti-Christian policy. This is very easy to answer. By the way, notice how none of the haters in the chat, none of them showed up, because they don't have anything to say. Not a single one of them showed up. Yeah, dense crowds are unsafe. Yeah, this is a safety measure. Let me actually play the rest of this. Let me see if I responded to it.
Christians, priests with crucifixes around their necks getting spit on in Jerusalem.
A recent upsurge in spitting.
Christians in Jerusalem's Old City say they've been repeatedly assaulted,
spit on,
spitting toward nuns,
Jewish men and children spitting.
Including children were filmed spitting on Christian worshipers.
Recently, Israeli Channel 13 reporter Yossi Eli went undercover as a priest for a day. Dressed in a robe, he walked through the Old City with Franciscan Father Alberto. In the first 5 minutes, he was spat at 5 times.
Do you know anyone who's been spit on? Any Christians who've been spit on?
Yeah, guys, how many Israelis do you think are in favor of this when they're trying to generalize this as the position of the entire country? The greater Israeli project is to spit on Christians enough so that they don't have babies, so to reduce their population. Is that the conspiracy theory here? Oh, by the way, we got a super chat from Ginga saying you're funded by Jewish Zionist money. Don't lie. Well, I cannot lie anymore, Ginga. You have exposed me because you just gave me 6 shekels. So yes, I've been exposed. Look at this. 6 shekels from a Zionist accusing me of being funded by Zionists. I mean, you have proven your own point by giving me that 6 shekels. Well, thank you, Ginga. You always support the channel. Thank you.
Me?
You've been spit on?
Of course, yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've been spit on. Meanwhile, the enemies of Israel are killing Christians. You're attacking Israel that does more to defend Christians than any other country in that neighborhood. I've been spat on. Christians are tortured, are killed, are executed, are burned alive all around the Middle East and the wider region. And you're attacking the nation that protects them the most because you have been spat on. Fucking hell. I mean, if you weren't attacking Israel, I could sympathize with you. Be like, yeah, that's disgusting. People shouldn't do that. But the fact you're betraying Christians by doing that. This lady, she's attacking Christians by attacking the nation state that does more to protect the only safe area for Christians in the Middle East is Israel. And she attacks that nation state, basically effectively attacking the main protection for Christians in the region. So she's betraying other Christians. Now, let me see. Shauna, thank you for the super chat, saying evangelicalism is limited, forbidden. However, it's the same law for everyone, not exclusively Christians, Muslims, Mormons, atheists, everyone. Well, yeah, I mean, if that's the case, that means they're not discriminating. However, I don't like that law, right? Again, something else about in Israel that I could criticize, if that is the case, that obviously that would show, Shana, that they're not discriminating. So saying that they're targeting Christians would be a mistake. However, there are things that, guys, did you know, as a proud Zionist myself, there are things that Israel does that I do not approve. You know, one of them, for example, when I was in Tel Aviv, I saw, Amir showed me, my friend Amir there showed me a mosque, a Sharia court funded by the government. I do not like that. I do not like the government. I do not like your government funding Sharia courts, even if it is just for family issues. It's not secular. So that, to me, even though that's not discrimination, it still violates free speech. And also, there are other things in Israel that is done that I criticize. Do you guys agree with me? The fact that there are Sharia courts in Israel, in Tel Aviv, that are funded by everyone's tax money, that is not something that I like. I don't like that in Israel. I don't like that you have that. Somebody is saying, you are definitely Israeli. You guys know they're saying that because they think that's an insult, right? Guys, I'm an Israeli. Please, somebody send my passport. I would love to be Israeli. Unfortunately, I cannot become Israeli. I wish I could be Israeli. I would love to include that into my citizenship. I already have 2 citizenships. I would like to, if there is a third citizenship that I could have, it would have been great if it could be Israeli. Yes, it's a victim complex exactly for this. And Angry Keyboard Warrior just gave me a super chat. Let me check what he's saying. Saying, holding my breath for Tucker to talk about the Christians in Israel killed by the Islamic Republic in the missile attack. Wow, good point, Angry Keyboard Warrior. Don't hold your breath. Are you trying to die? Don't hold your breath. Breathe, Angry Keyboard Warrior. Breathe. You're gonna die if you wait for Tucker. Just continue. You should be saying, I'm not holding my breath. Oh, we get another super chat. Shauna is saying, thank you, Shauna, saying, it's not 100% free speech in Israel, but I don't live there, so I'm fine with it. Well, I'm not fine with it, even if I don't live there. I always say that I believe in free speech. So there's 2 principles. One is free speech and one is secularism. I like the free speech at the level that US has it. And I like secularism at the level of laïcité in France, right? I don't like the free speech level in France. And I don't like the secular level in the United States. So I think the most ideal situation, and I know it's impossible to get there for most places, and that's why I'm calling it ideal, not something like that is possible. But the most ideal situation is free speech at the level of United States and secularism at the level of France. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would like free speech from people in other places too, not just. Well, let's continue.
Force. That's disgusting.
Yeah, well.
Oh, we already played this. Oh no, this part.
But that's the least of it. That's the least of it.
But again, I'm saying this as a perspective, from the perspective of someone who lives in a majority Christian country that's paying for all of this.
Right.
You're paying for all of that. Like, guys, I didn't know that the Jews in the old city or in the more religious parts of Tel Aviv, I didn't know that they were waiting for U.S. funding to spit on Christians. I didn't know Tucker is paying for that. I didn't know if America, you know what? Something tells me if United States and Israel were not this close with each other, Israel would be more backwards. Like, I think Israel being more modern compared to other countries in the Middle East has something to do with its being so close to Western countries. I think it's trade relationship, it's the exchange of people, the exchange of culture. I think it has something to do with that. So I don't know how is Tucker is going to show us that the U.S. funding is resulting into more spits on Christians in Israel. How is he going to make that argument? I don't know. Oh, thank you, Gustav. Let me see. I guess nobody breaks these down the way I do. Do they? Nobody does this. This is great. You should really celebrate this channel. You should like it and recommend it. So let's go over the points that we made so you guys always remember so you could use it. Israel is the only place in the region where Christians have grown in absolute numbers and enjoy legal protection of worship. The only place. And the only place in the Middle East that Christians are growing in number and have legal rights to worship as they wish as Christians, that only place is now being attacked as being anti-Christian. Oh, I don't know who that person is. We got another super chat by goathub.com saying Payam Faili. If you read that in Persian, I might be able to read it better. Saying maybe Israeli now, he has asylum. Oh, really? Guys, how could I get an Israeli citizenship? I can't, can I? If I'm not a Jew, I can't, huh? Damn it. I can't. I want an Israeli citizenship. Guys, can you call somebody and make it happen? He's an Iranian poet? Oh, okay. Well, congratulations to him. I'm jealous. Is he Jewish? He got an Israeli citizenship without being Jewish? Okay. How could I make it happen? I want that too. He isn't Jewish. Okay. And he got an Israeli citizenship. Okay. Well, then there's hope for all of us. I mean, I have a Canadian citizenship, which makes it easy to go to Israel. But it's just, yeah, it's just good to have a state that gives so much to protect you. It's just such a, I don't know. As somebody who has a government in Iran, which is the Islamic Republic, not only doesn't protect us, it actively actually hunts us down. I feel jealous when I look at Israelis, I feel jealous. Right? You basically compare me as an Iranian to Israelis. Israelis have a state that has done more than any other state to protect its citizens. And me as an Iranian, we have a state that has done more than any other state to hunt down its citizens. Okay? Like, we could not be any more opposite. Okay? So if I'm jealous of Israelis, it's completely justified. Does that make sense? Like, there's polar opposites when it comes to states. Oh my God. Yeah. Jewish Samantha saying, if you marry an Israeli, well, I am happily married, so that's not going to happen for me. So that was the first point. Let's look at the second point. So the second point was a fringe of extremists is not state policy. I mean, that is obvious. I mean, I think even a child could understand this, but I think that's too complicated for Tucker Carlson. What a fringe group of extremists do does not mean that this is state policy. That's just it. That's basically as simple as it gets. And in fact, not only that, the laws in Israel protect Christians, and numbers show growth. So that was our second point. The third point is that, guys, I need you guys to remember, this is Atheist Republic now is a training ground for defending Israel, a training ground for all of you. We come here and we get trained so that it's not just so that you could just consume this and just go do your thing. You come here to get trained so that you're active on social media and you're responding to people's bullshit. You know, every single one of you is a soldier right now. This is a media war. This is an information war. Okay, we already have soldiers, Israeli soldiers, fighting in the battleground and paying with their blood. So the least we could do is participate at least in the information war, because there's a lot of lies being spread. And again, this Atheist Republic, the live chat here, you guys, this is one of the training grounds. We're doing good here. I think it's the best one, actually, because I go and find the most recent waves of attack, and we come dissect it here, and we can learn from each other. So that was the second point. The third point is that in Bethlehem and in Gaza, one under the Palestinian, authorities, the PA, and the other one under Hamas, both of them considered Palestinian territory. That's where the Christian numbers are collapsing. It's growing in Israel, it's collapsing in those areas. That's the third point. Also, why are they doing Christian? Like, guys, are there Christians in the chat? Do Christians in the chat agree with, like, oh my God, what about the Christian? What happened to caring about this human lives as a whole? Like, what is this? Some Christian like, protect the Christians. How about protect people, protect human beings? I'm hoping that the Christians here agree with me, right? You know. So, Shana, but you said that evangelism is not allowed, but what I have is that when the Knesset was passing a law in Israel to threaten evangelism, Netanyahu was answering, basically came out, and his answer was an instant no laws against Christians. So is evangelism illegal or not? Let me see. Let me ask. Is evangelism illegal in Israel? Let me see, because Shana was trying to correct me on this. Let me actually double check this. No, okay. So here, Shana, here's the correct, more accurate. So evangelism is not categorically illegal in Israel, but it's subject to specific legal restriction. So it's not banned. Offering material incentive to. So what is illegal in Israel regarding evangelism? And again, this is for all religions, not just Christianity. Under Israeli law, it is illegal to offer money, gifts, financial support, or other material benefits in exchange for conversion to any religion, not just Christianity. And then two, again, this is always a tongue twister for me. Let me try. Proselytizing. Oh, I did it, guys. Proselytizing minors, especially without their parents' permission, is prohibited. So what is legal? Evangelizing adults is legal. That's legal. Sharing your faith or attempting to convert willing adults is generally legal, as long as you're not offering material incentives or targeting minors without consent. Religious speech and preaching within churches, religious gatherings, and freedom of all religious expressions are legally protected. Okay, so Shana, it is actually protected. You can do that. So yeah, they have that level of free speech in Israel. So in March 2023, lawmakers from the ultra-Orthodox parties introduced a bill that would ban all forms of Christian evangelism, including online written materials and street ministry, with possible penalties, including imprisonment. However, this bill did not become law due in part to criticism, including from Netanyahu. So yeah, so that's it. No, there's no laws against evangelism unless you do it to kids or you do it for in exchange for money. Oh, thank you, Amir, saying like the stream. Oh, thank you. Oh, if you're a decent person, oh my god. If you don't like the stream, you're not a decent person. Apparently, guys, these are crucial information these days for you guys to have. I'm coming and giving you all the information that will make you better than others when it comes to debating these topics. And guys, it's so easy. These people are idiots. People who are against Israel are either evil or idiots. If you're anti-Israel, you're either evil or you're an idiot. I can't think of a third option. Yes. Or no, maybe ill-informed. Yes. Let me see. Shauna, well, which makes you an idiot because it's really easy to dig this up. Shauna saying, okay, I misunderstood the details. No discrimination, though. Yes. Either way, there's no discrimination, which was my main point. And also, Shauna, thank you again for another super chat. Or both. Yes, Dick. There's also both. They could be stupid and evil or idiots. Yes. All right. All right, guys. I have to apologize to you guys because my previous live stream, I ended it without saying Am Israel Chai, without saying Javid Shah. And as soon as I hit the end stream button, I was like, oh no. Oh no. How could I do this? Oh, and I'm not gonna let you down this time. I apologize to everybody. But anyways, I'm gonna go live on my personal channel in half an hour. My personal channel is called Armin Navabi. It's it's a smaller channel. There's not that many people there. It's a small crowd. So if you enjoy listening to me talk, come over there. Over there, we're not going to talk about politics. No. Over there, we're talking about using AI to make more money and become more relevant in jobs and make better businesses, increase our pay at work, find some side hustles just using AI. We're just talking business and technology and AI there, and it's a smaller crowd. And if you like that topic, we're going to go live on the Armin Navabi channel in about half an hour. And let me actually tell you what the topic of today's stream is about while I advertise it. Okay, so my topic for my next stream on my personal channel is 5 high-paying jobs AI can't replace. Okay, so jobs AI cannot kill. That's what the topic is. If you're interested in that, come over there. We have a good time there. We have some really interesting conversation there. Oh yeah, Jack. Jack, I saw that email. Jack or James? I'm gonna just call you James from now on. And yeah, maybe I'll look into that. I saw your email. Thank you for that email. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. And if you have recommendations for who to respond to and what to cover, this is my email, armin.navobi@gmail.com. I'll take recommendations, and you can send me. And just if you send me a link, provide an explanation. Don't just send me a link, okay? But you can email me here if you have any suggestions on what's the most important thing for us to respond to next, or what is the key thing? How could we use this channel? Okay, so just email me and I will check it out. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go get ready for my next stream, and this was fun. So see you soon. Bye. Oh no! Oh my God! I almost forgot again. Am Israel Chai, Javid Shah. Mwah. Don't forget to like.